Climax.
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
You barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's do it right now.
What? Let's do it right now. When I was getting a physical to play football, I think
I've never been fondled.
the RN, which obviously they check you for a hernia. And before she did, she's like, "Everything okay with your balls?" And I was like, which I think she said because it was a 14-year-old kid, but
Well, see, here's the thing. I've always heard stories about that. Why is that so funny? It's the truth. They're checking for testicular cancer.
It's so funny.
no. She wasn't doing that. She was checking me for a hernia.
Well, they're checking you for both.
Well, probably.
Because they're looking for lumps, right?
No, because
They're like all...
you can't. When they check for a hernia, they just
Don't they grab it? Or...
no. Have
See,
you?
I've never
I
had it
told
done.
you. Garfield and Friends from Pickle
Aw.
Fanboys.
Now, which one?
The second one, not the
Yes.
first one.
This one.
Times a hill.
Yeah, I hate that one.
one.
There were two
There's
actual
two-
songs.
there's two of
Oh,
them.
well,
The
that's
second
what they.
one,
That's he sent me a picture.
Ready,
Ready
two,
to
party!
We're ready
to party.
We're ready.
Dun, dun,
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
dun, dun.
Come on down to Garfield and Friends. Come on in. It's time to party with Garfield,
Garfield
and
and
Friends. And then I think there's another
I
verse.
love how we all know that one.
I think there's another verse.
There
in it.
is. There's a little bit more to it. I have a list of movie titles that were almost called something else. Star Wars Episode 6 was almost called Revenge of the Jedi. We know this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're nerds. Alex might not have known that.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's not Revenge of the Jedi.
No,
it's
no, no.
Return. I was like, bitch, you ain't no nerd.
Head cheese.
Head cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Alex?
I have no idea.
Yep.
Yeah!
Why,
Nice.
Why head cheese?
Because I remember there's in the Texas Chainsaw, the remake in 01, they go into that rest stop
Mm-hmm.
and there's a pig's head
Yep.
in the display case, and head cheese is you boil
How
a
did you
pig's
make
head.
that freaking connection, Brett?
That is a photographic memory at
Oh
work.
my god.
What is the McGangbang?
McDonald's McGangbang. Simply order a McDouble and a McChicken. The McChicken sandwich is placed directly inside the juicy McDouble, buns and all. So if a normal McDouble doesn't quite fill you up, take the chance by combining a McChicken McDouble from McDonald's secret menu.
So then do you just order the two different pieces, or do you
You
order
say, I
a
want the surf
McGangbang?
and turf, and they'll give you the two.
And they'll give you the two and you put it together. I'm not into the fish thing, but I think I would do the McGangbang.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun at all. You know what, honey? Let's try a McGangbang.
Are you bringing that to the table, Alex? Are we
We
having
can
this
set it on the
discussion?
table and do it right here on the podcast. Try a McGangbang on the podcast.
Wow. Wow.
So Die Hard started a
I
trend.
hate Speed 2.
Why?
That's pretty
It's
bad.
horrible.
It's kind of like, it's more of a watch it because it's laughably bad.
Yes.
There are a few parts that I thought Sandra Bullock was pretty funny.
She's a great actress, but she sucks in that movie.
She cuts open the door with the chainsaw and she's like revving it. Can you guys get out?
If you back up with the saw,
What?
if you back up with the saw, we'll give it a try.
It's so bad.
It is very bad writing. It is
Oh,
very bad.
Bad.
But I always thought of it as more of an action type than a funny movie, and it turns out this, like, as an adult watching it, it's a terrible
It's
film.
horrible.
That was a great
That's great.
quote by
Yeah.
you, John. I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't
out. Do it.
move.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there. Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some freaking Christmas trivia.
Welcome to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 368, and it is a new season.
A new season?
We're in summer. Oh, there goes your thing again. It flashed. I don't know why it's doing
No.
that. Uh-oh.
Well, we had a ghost last night, so it's probably up here.
Could be dying. Your LEDs are dying.
Could be that.
You've been streaming for 6 years. That was your 1 year, right?
Yeah.
I gave you that for your 1 year.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Wow.
Could be that, or it could be a ghost.
Just the LEDs. Those are replaceable. So, welcome back, guys. I just want to let you all know that this is live on YouTube. We appreciate you all joining live and hitting the like button. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the PTO Unlimited podcast on YouTube. Just search us. If you don't understand, then I can't help you any further. Did you know on this day, 28 years ago, actually, this is, I think, tomorrow, the Nintendo 64, along with the Super Mario 64 and Pilot Wings 64, was released in Japan 28 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then in September of the same year, it was released in North America. 96.
Wow.
That's when it came out. How crazy is that that much time has already flown? That's going to bother me. You got to get down there, dog.
What?
It's going to keep flashing behind you. I'm going to fix it.
It'll keep the audience interested.
When it's going to flash?
Yeah, it's gonna like go kaboom here behind me, and then it'll really create a show. You're gonna do that, and it's gonna like flip out again.
Why? It's a solid color.
I don't know.
So, what comes to mind when I say Nintendo 64 for
Donkey Kong Country 64.
you? Really?
Yeah, every time.
Mario Kart 64 for me. Every
Mhm.
time. Like me, my family, and my cousins spent a lot of time in Mario Kart. I loved it. It was one of my favorite party games of all time, along with Mario Party, which started on the 64. 64 started a lot of big titles.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is definitely, you do say Donkey Kong 64. I love Donkey Kong on the Super Nintendo. Never finished or played through the DK64 game. Bought it on the Wii U, but we stopped playing it.
It's different compared to all the other ones. So that's probably
really
why. But that
is.
was my first like real Donkey Kong playthrough, so that's probably why I like it.
It's a collectathon for
It is, and I
for the way
liked
it
it.
is.
Yeah,
So
it's looting. You loot bananas. We'll go get it.
The heck is this deal?
He found a pebble, and he
Oh.
wants someone to pay attention to him.
He's been a real pain in the butt since yesterday, really. Just like overtired every single minute because
I
he must have
know.
done something at your grandma's.
Pixel, what did Grandma do?
I don't know. Stayed at your mom's over the weekend while we celebrated our 22 years. Happy anniversary. Woo!
Happy
That was
anniversary.
bad. There we go. Much better. You got to put some emphasis in it too, not just me. Go 50. There you go.
Oh, I went more like, ow! That one hurt.
Well, it was really nice to do that. I had reservations made while we went on our trip. We had a nice meal. We'll talk about our trip as well. So we went to the Cedar Point theme park and water park, which was kind of like a collective decision by you and me.
We had a few ideas on the.
We had 3.
Yeah, we had a few
That was
ideas
one of
on
them.
the plate there when we chose Cedar Point.
Yeah. I think we chose the best one because apparently it was a bad weekend here, and I hear that the South Bend area where the dunes are also had storms.
Yeah, so I guess we probably chose the right.
We had a really nice weekend with what we planned out.
Yeah,
You drove the whole way to Cedar Point.
I did.
And
yeah, I mean it's only 2.5 hours away. It's not
and
that
we got
far.
there at 1 though. That was kind of late. But we spent,
Honestly, we left. We even left before the park closed. So I mean, I don't think it really mattered what time we got there.
we left around 7. I have that written down on my notes here. So, for those who are not familiar with Cedar Point, there are a lot of award-winning roller coasters there that are they're really like, we got our first taste of the Steel Vengeance. We rode that thing twice. That is a 2.5 minute long roller coaster that goes about like what? What did we find out? It was
70 something miles an
70
hour.
something miles an hour. Constant. Has like
It's a wooden roller coaster that flips you upside down.
a lot.
I think it's the first and only one.
It has 4 inversions.
I think that's the first and only wooden
You know
roller
what an
coaster
inversion is,
to to invert.
Flip.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not stupid.
Okay. Go on.
That's it.
Oh, Millennium Force, which is one of the top speed roller coasters in the States, at 300 feet in the air. You don't
310.
Okay, you don't have a arm bar or anything. It's just a lap bar.
It's just a lap bar, and they
you're
drop you
going
90 degrees.
94 miles an hour,
Yeah.
dude. It's amazing.
You hit how many Gs? 4.5?
4.2, I think, is what I read in Wikipedia.
Yeah.
The longest wait time for our coasters was like 20 minutes tops.
Which is like amazing for Cedar
That's
Point.
really good.
We
That's
also went on a Friday,
amazing.
and we also went on a Friday during the day where it's 90 degrees, and everyone's like, yeah, no, the locals probably like, nah, we'll let the the visitors come and play at the playground today, and we're gonna stay home in the AC.
Yeah. We started off with the Gatekeeper. You actually you had a little bit of motion sickness. You weren't feeling well.
It wasn't motion sickness, it was anxiety.
Oh. Well, it also
I
was
always
with the
get
motion.
anxiety even if I've been to Cedar Point like a million times.
How many times have you been
like,
there now?
Less than 10, but
Yeah.
close to 10.
Mm-hmm. It's probably your 10th
Somewhere
time.
between 8 and 10.
Yeah. We decided that we're no longer riding the older roller coasters. We're done with them.
It's
We
just
kinda
not
moved
even
on.
worth it.
Nope.
Unless, nope, not even, nope.
Not even less.
Not even less. No.
Nope. And you know when we were walking through the Raptor and I saw all those lines that were meant like with the metal and all that stuff, like the backup, it really got that far back.
When I was
I remember
when
being
I rode
a
it with
teenager
Amanda
you.
back in the day.
When I rode it with you, that was
Yeah.
my first roller coaster there.
We waited in line for that.
Waited for that thing.
Yeah.
That's
like it was an average
crazy.
45 to an hour and a half for
Yeah.
a ride.
Yeah, that was the average for the standard roller coaster.
Or
there.
even 2 hours was considered, oh, it's only a 2-hour wait.
I remember
like people would wait 2 hours. I mean, the Dragster, when it first opened, they had like a 6-hour wait.
I wonder if
And it wasn't even guaranteed whether or not
I
you'd
wonder
make
if because
it
that's
over
no
the top.
longer open and they're trying to repair that one, that reduced a lot of people going to the park.
Yeah.
Because that's like, there's nothing new right now.
Steel
compare it.
Vengeance is only like a few years old.
That's a few. When did we go with your sister the first time?
2018, 19?
That's when Steel Vengeance came out.
Yeah, that's not that long ago.
That's like 5 years. People
No.
need top thrills. Their attention spans are gone after a couple, I'm sure, for a thrill park like that. Like, you
Mhm.
lose your audience if you don't have something to offer.
I mean, I wasn't disappointed that
No.
it wasn't working, but
Everything
we did
rode
get
was
to
fun.
see what they built though, which is like
It's just another ramp on the other side.
massive.
It's just a big ramp. It's just a big metal ramp on
I
the
know,
other side.
but it's massive.
It's a big metal dick in the sky.
It is actually. Yeah.
I don't think it's anything to be impressed about. We went to Texas Roadhouse for dinner, and then you
We did.
and I passed out.
I fell asleep. Like we were at the park all day. It was 90 degrees outside,
It was so hot.
sunny, and then like maybe 3 coasters in, 4, we decided to go on like this water canyon ride where you get drenched.
Yeah.
Which was a great idea because then we spent the rest of our day in wet clothes, which was actually, it sounds
It's a
bad, but
good
like
thing.
it, for being 90 degrees and sunny and then you ride roller coasters all wet, it really cools you down and it makes
Yeah.
you feel really good.
Yeah.
So we stayed in wet clothes the rest of the day, which really helped immensely.
Oh,
Um
you and I think, got through the fast pass twice on
On Steel Vengeance, yeah, they accidentally
I
put
don't
us.
know why. Is it because we had our wristbands on?
Probably, and they probably were like, "Hey, come here." But we basically walked onto Steel Vengeance like twice.
We had like 15-minute wait tops on Steel
I
Vengeance.
wouldn't
No, not
even say
even
15.
10.
I'd say like 10,
10.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I can't even say.
I don't even know if it was 10.
No, it was below
We, like,
that.
when the first time you and I went, like, we didn't get to ride it because it rained. I think you and I waited in line. Like, we were in line for like 2 hours with Brett.
It felt like it. If not, it might have been an hour and a half. But it was a long time.
Yeah, we waited a long time just for it to
close. While
to
we
close.
Got, we were like strolling through it. We're like, and this is where we stood for this long, and we kept on walking.
And then we're like, oh, we haven't seen this part yet of the line.
There was, I don't know, maybe because it was a Friday, it was so hot out. We just endured the heat and had fun on.
But
the
yeah, by the end of the night, Josh and I, like, we got back, we took showers, we went out to eat, had steak and potatoes, and then we came back, got into the bed in the hotel, and
didn't move.
Josh ended up like snoring like right away.
Do you remember what I said?
No.
I said to you, I'm not going to sleep yet. I'm going to snack on something.
Yeah. That was a lie.
I had all my
You had your head like semi laying next to me, and then I turned on the TV to start flipping through the channels to find something to fall asleep to, and I ended up.
I woke up to you. You turned it to my cousin Vinny. I was like, oh, it's my cousin Vinny.
It's my cousin
And
Vinny.
after I identified it, out.
Josh was out, and I think I went through like maybe 5 more channels and realized I fell asleep with the remote in my hand. And I was like, well, I at least remember what channel my cousin Vinny was on, so I typed it in, and then I set the remote on the like I rolled to the right to set the remote on the nightstand, and then I don't think I moved from the right. Like I think I just went.
You mean your left?
Or the left, yeah. And then I think
because you were on your.
I think
side.
I laid the remote down, and my head had hit the pillow laying down to put the remote down, and I was like, and then the next thing I know, like you're waking me up, and I'm like, in
the morning.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we got sleep. We slept hard. I don't think I moved. And then Saturday we did a 2-day at Cedar Point. So the first day we did the roller coasters. And the second day, we went to their Soak City, I think is what it's called, or Cedar Point Shores or something like that, the water park.
Yeah.
And we did that, and it was still 90 degrees and sunny and packed AF.
No, it was very...
It took us like almost an hour to find parking.
But it cleared out so fast, like after like 2 hours.
After a couple hours, yeah. Or the parking lot cleared out after a couple hours.
Not the people?
I say the people on the left side of the park stayed like congested.
Oh yeah,
and the right side was like
park.
Yeah, it was packed.
If you okay, so what you need to do with the water park if you ever go there, is
I don't think we'll go back.
No, we won't. Scope out where you want. Like scope out where it's busy and go the opposite direction because
pretty much
there are 2 parts to the park and there's no reason why you shouldn't go to the other. If you like a wave pool or if you like a specific lazy river, go that route.
Well, the wave pool it ended up closing because someone threw up in the wave pool. So then they said it takes like 2 hours or something for them to clean it out. So
that removed a lot of people.
So so we couldn't do anything there. We rode 1 water slide, and that line probably took 45 minutes.
You lost your jewelry,
and I ended up losing my anklet that Josh made me for our anniversary.
I'll make you another. It's okay.
So there was that. So and then I got water up my nose.
I got water straight up my nose. I said to you right after the slide, I said, I'm so glad I put nasal spray in so that water could shit up even faster and farther than normal. God damn.
Like our sinuses were cleared after that water slide. It was a fun slide, but like
if I had a nose plug.
I know, or goggles, because
it would have been a lot
I had to halfway through my eyes had to be shut because there was so much water spraying my face. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to enjoy this? And I can't see shit.
Exactly.
And I kept thinking I should be hitting water soon.
I'm telling you, the purple one was it was not like any greater than I'm sure your experience was.
Yeah, it was
I had a lot of like darkness in mine because
it was dark.
Yeah, a lot of coverage. You had more
like,
openings in the orange slide.
I did.
Did you do the orange slide?
Yeah.
I did the purple one. Purple one had a lot of coverage.
Okay. Well, either way, we did 1 slide, when we first got there, and then yeah, that was it. I wanted to ride another couple of them, but those lines probably looked like they take an hour at least, and I was like, an hour for 10 seconds? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So Josh and I ended up just picking a spot and grabbing a tube and going on the lazy river for a couple hours, which honestly, that's all I really wanted to do anyway, was just
You and I got
float
some good
around.
color right now. I mean, look at us.
Yeah, we got some decent color going on.
Look at us.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
And then after the water park,
We left around 6.
yeah.
We walked around the beach.
Yeah, we went to Lake
Erie.
Erie.
So we've never seen Lake Erie before.
Yeah. The water was surprisingly warm.
It was warm.
It was very
good.
warm and
Yeah.
not a pee spot, like an actual like warm water. It
We
was
were able to
really
walk
it was
out
actually really
a good
nice.
20 feet.
Yeah.
And be like hip deep in water. It was good.
Yeah, it was really.
We probably could have walked out further, but I was like,
probably
I don't really
could've.
want to. I wanted to get back to the hotel because we had
Yeah.
reservations.
Well, then we decided instead of going to the left on the way back,
oh my god,
that we went to the right, which ended up being like
the
a
longest
5-mile hike.
It was so bad.
Like it went like all the way around the park, and we had to like figure out how to cut through and not.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was horrible. It was but we ended up going back to the hotel and showering again, and then Josh took me out to a really nice restaurant that he had made reservations.
That's at Cedar Point.
Made reservations for, and
Yep,
then
and we celebrated 22. We held up 2 fingers
two
each,
fingers.
and each got a glass of wine.
Yeah, it was a good wine.
It was a very nice dinner. So, whoop.
Yeah, so it was a good weekend.
It was a very good weekend. What else?
We went out to a bar and gave it the 1 drink 1 hour rule.
We went out to the what were they,
I don't remember what it was
the
called.
poppingest club in the area and left before midnight because it was very meh.
It has potential.
We were overdressed.
Yeah,
Try to
but
close
it
this.
has potential.
It does. It does. What I liked about it was that it had a lot of sports games. We played some cornhole and just we were able to
We
sit
played
outside.
adult Jenga,
We did play some Jenga. Yep.
and I lost.
It was difficult.
It was difficult.
It was very
It
difficult.
was a bit difficult, but we got it.
I think it was called like Club. No, not Louis.
I don't even
or
remember what it
Louis-
was called.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Either way. Then we tried some breakfast in local breakfast place. It was okay.
It was okay. I think I got food poisoning.
I think you did too.
Yeah.
Food poisoning, sun poisoning, something.
I'm pretty sure it was a mix of both.
Yeah.
But I was feeling pretty good.
You
so-
hydrated so much.
Oh, so much. I'm so glad that we got the little wristbands that gave us like the unlimited drinks, because a drink was like
It is
$5
$4
a
to
piece.
$5 a piece at the water park. It's like $7 at the theme park.
Yeah. And I think we
No.
definitely drank our wristbands like
By like 3, it pays for itself.
by 1, really. Actually.
How much is the wristband?
I don't know. I just know
Oh.
that because our
Well, we have a bundle.
our bundle,
Do you have to prove that you're from our city in order to get the bundle?
it has like a location thing on. So if you're from our city, it automatically
Oh.
gives you like a discount.
Yeah.
So our
okay.
city
Like
had a
local thing,
bundle
okay.
discount where each park was, instead of like $69.99 or whatever a park, it was $39.99 a park. And if you got the double day, then you got a wristband where you can have unlimited drink refills.
Right. And that
And-
was the good sell.
Yeah, that was a good selling point.
Anyways, so we drove back. You couldn't make it the whole trip.
I was so tired. I don't know what happened. I just all of a sudden I was like, I'm dead.
Theme park got us.
Mhm.
See, like Pixel's passed out right now. It was a really fun time.
Yeah.
But
We got home and I did like I was a little sick
oh yeah, you
all
were,
day
you were
yesterday, unfortunately.
you were doing the Pepto-Bismol and
Mhm.
the Naproxen to reduce
I'm
your
pretty sure it
headache.
was food poisoning.
Yeah, if you had a headache, then probably.
It was a lot of symptoms. It was not fun.
We're gonna move into some playing and watching and move on to the other stuff of the show. Playing, I've been playing some Fall Guys lately on stream. There's a new Fame Pass. I'll probably be getting back to that here soon on stream. It'll be very exciting. You and Amanda had a Dead by Daylight stream.
Yes, we did. It was fun. She had never
She got
played it
introduced
before.
to it.
Yeah, she never played it before, and she had a lot of fun with it. She wants to play it again, so.
It was a blast. She was actually the first game. She was really. I played it. I played it really easy on her because I was like chasing her. I could have probably slaughtered her so fast.
Yeah.
But like me being the ghost, I figured she would like me being Ghostface because her being a horror fan, and she recognized all the icons and stuff. I think that just having that was enjoyable for her and stuff, and her hands were sweating.
Oh my gosh, we were passing the remote back and forth, and it was just I'd wipe my hands off and give it to her, and she'd wipe her hands off and give it to me.
Do you think I should highlight some of that?
I think so. I mean, I made a few clips of some really funny parts that happened, but
I should look into that.
It was a funny night, that's for sure.
I enjoyed it. Played some Black Ops Cold War as well. You've been getting back into that on stream as well.
Yeah.
You and I have finished. We didn't talk about this on the last stream. We finished. I don't know if we finished it before the last show. I don't think so, but we finished Gen V.
We didn't finish it before the last episode.
We didn't even get to talk about it really. We forgot about it.
We basically binged Gen V so that way we could be completely caught up between The Boys and Gen V. So because The Boys, the new season came out last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So but now we're officially
It came out 2 days after our show, actually.
Well, either way, we're officially completely caught up.
Because we did 4 episodes of The Boys. They launched with 3.
Yeah.
So
I will say, like, for watching Gen V, in order to, like, there's definitely Easter eggs in this new season. References from Gen V.
Yeah.
In this new season of The Boys. And there are little things here and there, but I feel like they're going to make a huge difference later on. So if you have not watched Gen V, it's not bad. It's not The Boys, but it's still pretty darn good and some jaw-dropping visuals if you understand what The Boys is like anyways. You're going to have that same wow factor. I don't think you're going to have the connection with the cast like you do The Boys, but it's at least like a side story to that builds, and you get to know like more behind the scenes of certain things without really spoiling anything. So if you haven't watched Gen V, I would highly suggest
but
that
you have to watch up to season
it.
3 of The Boys in order to get the references in Gen V. That's the problem.
Yeah, so you have to watch season 1 of The Boys, 2, 3, then Gen V, then start season 4.
Yeah, because they reference a lot of season 3 in Gen V.
They do.
And you wouldn't understand a dang thing they're talking. There's also some Easter eggs, some people that pop in Gen V that you're like, oh, who's this person? If you don't know who they are, you're not going to understand the wow factor.
Yeah.
So.
But I enjoy Gen V. They have to.
I give it an 8.
I'd say that. I give it an 8.
I had it lower for the first few episodes. I think it got better later on. I just started enjoying it a little more. As far as The Boys goes, I am not enjoying The Boys as much. It's slow.
I think it's a slow start, but I think it
better build.
I think, well, I feel like this
We're halfway through the season
this last episode really like went, okay, now I think the first 3 episodes were a lot of information.
There were a lot of catch up of stuff that we already kind of knew.
Well, when you take so much time in between seasons, like I feel like that they kind of need to do something.
They need
to
fill in some stuff of what they've done in between. Yeah.
So, but yeah, this next episode I'm assuming is going to be.
I hope it's
another
one.
wow factor. The last episode was jaw dropping, and the episode before that was jaw dropping.
But also the wow factor has lessened. I feel like the writing isn't as solid as the first 3 seasons. I don't know if the references are less, if there's like less material to go on. I don't know. But
I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
We'll see how it goes. I'm not hating it. I'm not going to say it's a bad one, but it's like it's kind of like season 2 to me, where like there's a few where it just goes kind of meh, but 3 was a great season. So yeah. I'm just putting it up on a pedestal. I think I should just kind of lower it. Then last night, you and I watched and binged was it 4 episodes?
4
of the docu-series of Fallen Idols, Nick and Aaron Carter.
Yes.
Wow. Like a lot of allegations.
I knew a lot of the things about Aaron, but I did not know a lot of the things about Nick. I was very surprised about that.
There's a lot of knowledge and allegations and suggestible.
Nothing's been proven yet, so it's hard to say what's truthful, but they give you basically, here's what these people are saying and here's what this is going on, and I don't know. You could basically, it's no secret that the Carters had a fucked up life.
But after hearing about all the stuff that they had going on in Florida, that song Aaron's Party makes a lot of sense.
Sure does. I mean,
and you wonder what's true and not about that song now and how it was written. It was written by, how old was he? 10?
he's probably, I don't, yeah,
9?
9 or 10.
And they were living a very loose lifestyle. In
Lawless life.
Lawless, I should say.
Yeah.
Not loose, lawless. They basically had like a whole area of an island or something was theirs, or maybe it was the whole thing. I missed that part.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
like, they just had like a big chunk of land, like a mansion or something on one of the Florida Keys.
they had like cabins though. Like,
Yeah.
I missed. I dozed off during the part where Aaron was getting a lot of the spotlight. In the 3rd episode.
Okay.
Did it lead up to his death? Did they talk about it? Because I missed.
Pretty
that
much,
spot.
like, there was a YouTuber that it was a mix of family issues, drug addiction, alcoholism,
Yeah.
abuse, like a lot of things factored into it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a very rough docuseries to watch if you're not like if you get triggered easily by assault.
You definitely like, it makes you again just see it opens up a bigger window to Hollywood and the back end of things that people aren't used to seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
How the industry's not all like
it's not all green.
fireworks and gold.
And it mostly isn't.
It's
a
more
lot of work.
greed and anger.
Yeah. Agreed. It's very rough out there for people to make a good name for themselves without having to resort to bad things
that they don't want to do.
or things that, or they're being coerced improperly. Like Nick didn't. Oh man, you could after being. I'm 36 now, and seeing the videos of him when he was in his young 20s, you could sense through his actions and the way he spoke that he wasn't a very kind person behind the scenes. I kind of got that as a
yeah, it makes it kind of a little douchey, but
yeah, I don't know. It's just me, but probably just seeing that through a different eye. Knowing that there are things that he's being allegedly, accused of. So it's a rough one to watch if you get triggered, but definitely worth it if you know of them very well or grew up on their stuff and you don't know what happened or is happening to them and their family. It's a lot like the Von Erichs. A lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of tragedy. Of tragedy. You have been watching the new Love Island. That's your new guilty
I need to
pleasure.
get like caught up so that way
Caught up. It's a stupid.
No, so that excuse me.
What is it that you enjoy about it? What is it?
The drama.
Do you think it's real?
Parts of it, yes.
You don't think it's planted, like Jersey Shore planted?
I think just like any reality show, I feel like they plant things to stir the pot.
Okay. Well, but in Love Island, they plant things out in the open. They remove people and bring people in.
Yeah, like they do those things on purpose to cause drama.
So eventually maybe that person will come back, or are they officially done? Because you said somebody left the island, and I was like, do they come back? How do they leave?
I don't know if they've brought anybody back from that season and brought them back the same season, but there is somebody on this season that's been on another season.
Got a comment on YouTube from Toolbert, aka Brian, that said, "Come on, Jersey Shore was 100%."
Okay,
real.
you know what? I will admit it. I watched all of Jersey Shore. Okay, there was something wrong with me. You can say it, but like I don't know what it was. I will tell you, I hated the fucking cast. But I was addicted to the drama, especially. Oh my God, what the hell are their names? We just talked about this not too long ago on my stream. There was a couple.
A couple?
There's a couple on Jersey Shore, and they have
Why would we
the
talk
most
about this?
horrible relationship. Ronnie and I can never remember the girl's name.
That's okay.
Ronnie and somebody else. They had like such an on-off relationship, and it was
certainly
like
wasn't Snooki.
no, it was not Snooki. It's like it was something like Amanda or something, but I don't remember.
Yeah. What's that?
Yes, the meathead guy. Well, I mean, they're all meathead guys in that one girl. But no, I know Ronnie is the name of Samantha, Sammy and Ronnie. Yes, they had like the most ridiculous on-off fight love relationship, and then I don't know. It's addicting to watch because of the drama that's caused, and I don't know. I can't tell you.
Yeah. We got another comment that we missed was from Crystal. She said, "I'm sure all teenager celebrities are douchey when girls are throwing themselves at you and you're rich."
Yeah.
There is a sense to that.
Yeah.
But Aaron had a different soul.
It seemed like everybody was saying Aaron was more like nicer. He just had like at a very young age he was thrown into alcohol and drugs. Which messed him up, and that was a way of coping for him, and his parents didn't do a very good job at teaching him things like love and compassion.
Yeah.
And empathy. So,
well, I mean, that's the celebrity way is you don't really get when you get what you want.
When you're brought up like that, yeah. It's hard to see a brighter side.
Yeah.
When you think you have everything and you actually want what real human beings want, which is love and recognition and
proper attention, though, not overbearing or overwhelming to where you're then craving it later on.
Yeah,
because you can tell that when you're like an older celebrity, a lot of them, if they don't get the proper attention, you can see it in them. They kind of lose themselves. But we should move on and talk about the movie club so we can get into some other parts of the show here. The movie club movie was your choice, and this week we did Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Now this one, we had to actually go to the other theater.
The one with not the reclining seats.
Oh my God!
My butt and back and legs, everything hurt.
I don't care what you say as a theater goer. From now on, reclining only.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have that and the seating isn't like really good,
unless it's like an hour and a half or less.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
And I don't usually go to movies that are an hour and a half or less.
Yeah,
normally I usually like to get my bang for my buck. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I better be sitting pretty comfortably. I think I'm getting a little spoiled in that, but that's okay. First world problems. If I'm going to the theater, I want to get theater seating. Not, if I want to sit a little uncomfortably, I'll just sit at home.
Yeah.
Awkwardly or whatever, and not allow myself to recline. But I gotta say, you can say what you want about your theater seating. Reclining with,
I love
you gotta have
seats.
it. You gotta have it.
Crystal says that Patrick says we're too spoiled because me and Brian like the reclining seats.
That's okay.
That's okay. I like to be spoiled. If I'm allowed to be spoiled, then I can be spoiled.
Yeah. Premium seating. You don't just go to a theater and just allow to have a big screen in front of you anymore. You need to have an experience. And I gotta say that as a movie going person, I've loved the theater experience, but
I've seen people bring pillows and blankets with them. That's a little too much.
That is too much. You and I, of course, we always bring in our own beverage, maybe a snack, but it's not always.
I'm not paying $10 for a pop. I'm sorry.
Sometimes we'll get a snack at the concessions.
Every once in a while, if we have points.
Well, we looked while we were there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that because of that, it reduced my theater going experience. I didn't enjoy it as much because I was uncomfortable half the time. Yeah. I don't know how we thought that theater was good when we were younger.
That's all we had.
But here's the irony of it. We went to that theater, and it was like the last time we've been in that theater. God, it's been months. Probably last time was like when we went to IMAX or something. Saw Oppenheimer, I think.
Yeah.
And that's okay because it's a little different experience. But I was going somewhere with that. Oh, it was because our anniversary of us, our first date was there. It was like we had to kind of just relive that, and I don't know if I want to go back.
I know, it's fine.
Okay, so Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, came out this year, and it has actually been in the works for a very long time, and I'll get into the facts about that movie, about the movie, writing and everything. So, snatched from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into hands of a great biker horde led by warlord Dementus. Sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe. As the two tyrants fight for dominance, Furiosa soon finds herself in a non-stop battle to make her way home. Starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, and Tom Burke. Critics give this a 90%. Fans give it an 89%. The budget is $168 million. And as of right now, the box office is sitting at 168.1. So it is failing in the box office. If you make your exact budget, you don't get your advertising budget back, which is normally double. So if you don't make double, it's not going to be a success. So we may not see another Mad Max in a while because these movies have never been like an amazing success. But I gotta say, Mad Max Fury Road, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, this is in my top 20.
Yeah, it's a really, really good movie.
I can't say this one is, personally. Can you?
I just want to know what your opinion is.
Anya Taylor-Joy is a great actress. Chris Hemsworth, I got annoyed with. Other than that, this movie felt like a lot of filler. What did you think? I'll get into other stuff as we converse about it.
I give this movie a 2.
You hated this movie?
I hated it.
Really?
I have not been able to tell you how I felt about this until the podcast.
Okay, so
I got so pissed off with this movie, I about walked out.
Okay, so what upset you about it? Let's
Everything.
hear. Okay, was it Anya Taylor-Joy?
I think that her acting sucked, even though I absolutely love her as an actress. I think Chris is...
Do you think it's because she's trying to portray someone...
No.
Like Charlize Theron? No.
I just think that they chose the wrong person. I think the entire movie, the storyline, everything needed... It was... The scenes were too long and drawn out. When did Fury Road come out?
I think 2015. Let me look.
So that movie's almost 10 years old?
Yes.
That movie's almost 10 years old, and I think had way better music and cinematography. Like, it had a much better... Everything about that movie was...
2015.
Yeah. So that movie's almost 10 years old, and this movie that we just watched looked like it was made 10 years ago.
I want to watch it.
If you watch Mad Max Fury Road... That movie, I guarantee you, will hold up more now than it did back then.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this movie was a piece of shit. And I was very, very upset watching it.
There is something in the facts about that. I don't know if I kept it. Let me
I don't like... There's a couple scenes where I can't even say that, where they're on Fury Road and the fights are happening, like they're getting attacked and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
do you care?
No. I was like waiting to be wowed.
I agree.
I seriously feel like this whole movie was a piece of shit, and I can't believe that it's coming out into digital, like, what, this week? It's like this week or next week, and
you can rent it and buy it, but it will be out on Blu-ray and DVD in August.
We spent freaking money on this movie, and I wish that we would have saw like Inside Out too.
There's something that I think I deleted this from my facts. I'm trying to find it so I can be correct. Oh, this is the longest Mad Max film to date, and it certainly feels like it. I'll tell you that.
It felt like it was 4 hours long. I was seriously just waiting.
I would rather watch Oppenheimer round 2.
I was waiting for it to end, and then when you saw it, like, at the end,
I know it's long.
At the end, we were waiting to see if there was, like, a stinger. I honestly didn't give a shit. I was like, I kind of just want to go home.
You were looking at me like, oh, come on, please.
I was like, just see if there's a stinger. And even if there was, I was just going to have you tell me what it was so we could leave. I didn't like it at all. I'm never watching it again.
There's something about the CGI sequences. Like, okay, so Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, here it is. While Fury Road used a minimalistic CGI approach with around 2,000 shot enhancements, that's probably why we like it, because it's so freaking practical.
I love practical effects.
Furiosa used over 20,000 CGI enhancements. That goes to show the heart and soul
Yeah.
of this movie went so far south. This is the fact that I didn't have in my notes. I removed this. I didn't know if it'd be important. But because you hate this movie so
I
much,
hate it.
it's probably because of this. This is why we don't like the new Lord of the Rings
No.
movies.
Visually, musically, acting, everything about this movie sucked.
Wow.
I feel like Chris's character, Dementis, I think he tried way too hard to be a funny bad guy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give it a rewatch.
I'll go right. I'm not watching with you.
But I think I'm gonna do that to lead up to Fury Road.
All this movie made me want to do is go home and watch Fury
Do you want to
Road.
watch it tonight?
Probably. I'm not joking.
It's one of my favorite films of all time. I really enjoyed it. Well, I'm gonna get to a couple of facts about this.
Not very many, please.
Okay.
I'm serious. It pissed me off.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I could have made a better movie.
George Miller said the film's script was already complete before Fury Road was filmed. In order to tell that story cohesively, we had to know everything that happened in the time before. So we wrote a story about Furiosa from the time she was taken as a child, as she refers to in Fury Road, until she became the Imperator Furiosa. That ended up as a screenplay with concept art and so on, and the actors, the designers, and all the crew got the screenplay of that before shooting Fury Road. So
I don't
Then
care.
why
I
didn't-
don't care if they wrote it before.
then why didn't they do that first? Because
No.
that might have been better to lead up to Fury Road, because I think Fury Road is brilliant. It's written
It's
so
a
well.
great movie.
Even though
It is
it's-
what Borderlands needs to be.
I agree. So there is a 15-minute action sequence in the film known during production as Stairway to Nowhere. Marks a turning point for Furiosa. It took 78 days to shoot, with close to 200 people working on it daily. George Miller did extensive storyboarding for the sequence until he found the right way to do it. Anya Taylor-Joy revealed, George and I would have these big conversations about why this particular set piece was so long. It's because you see an accumulation of skills over a course of a battle, and that's very important for understanding how resourceful Furiosa is, but also her grit. It's the longest sequence any of us ever shot. On the day we finished, everyone got a Stairway to Nowhere wine bottle. So
Well, that's exactly where it went. Was nowhere.
that
so.
sequence, I know what they're talking about. It's the sequence
Yeah.
you don't care about.
It's. I told you
where
that's the
they're
only.
driving the
I know.
truck.
It was like that is the only sequence that I thought was like. At first, I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." Then I'm like, "This is too fucking long, and it needs to end."
Wow. Yeah. Let me go through these. Oh, George Miller revealed that he has another Mad Max story tentatively titled The Wasteland ready to go, depending on how well this film does. So, I don't know. That's the
I'd be fine if
problem.
we don't get another one.
Like this film, it was born out of all the prep that went into making Fury Road, Miller stated, mainly because to tell the story of Fury Road, which happens over a very compressed amount of time, picking up all the backstory, all the exposition on the way, everybody working on the film, not only the cars, but all the designers, all the prop makers, everybody had to understand the backstory very intimately in order for it to be coherent. So we had to write the story of Furiosa and the 18 years, as it turns out, before we meet her in Fury Road. We also had to write the story of the year Max in the year before we encounter him in Fury Road. So we have to tell that story. Okay. So a little bit of a story about Mad Max before we meet him in Fury Road. I don't know if we need a prequel. I want more after.
I don't want any more.
Yeah.
I was insanely disappointed.
He talked about this project soon, George Miller did, after the release of Mad Max Fury Road, but it took him 9 years to make and release. Development had stalled over several years due to back-end compensation disputes between Miller and Warner Brothers over Fury Road, which were eventually settled. So I'm going to guess that he wanted more money back from all the success of Mad Max Fury Road of a certain percentage that I'm sure he was contractually obligated to get.
So what's the score? What do you give it?
I actually personally am giving it a 7. So it's a rewatch for me, but I can't recommend it very, very highly. It was slow moving, but had some sequences that were enjoyable. Fury Road is better, and this movie just made me want to watch it. So, that's just that for me.
This felt like Independence Day 2.
Okay. Wow.
For me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Some dumb stuff then, huh? Probably because Chris Hemsworth was playing a dumb villain. He was a dumb villain.
I just didn't care.
I know. It's probably because you knew the what's the word I'm looking for? The actual you know what the outcome is. You know she's gonna lose a portion of her body.
Which I thought was gonna be more epic, but okay.
It wasn't. It wasn't epic at all.
No.
It wasn't in an epic battle or anything. It was just in the middle of one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say it is a disappointment. I can see why it's not doing so well. I'm just hoping that if there is a successor to these movies, that it does well and they do it well. That's just my opinion on the matter. See it if you want. Whatever. Let's move on from there. I have the choice of the next movie, by the way, and we're gonna see Inside Out 2.
Okay.
This movie is on its way to $1 billion. So I wanted to see it more.
We should just went and saw that one.
I wanted to see Inside Out 2 more than Fury Road. I did say this to you. I said maybe we should do that, but instead we saw the Movie Club movie. So now we're making the Movie Club movie a movie that we both want to see.
Okay.
So Inside Out 2. But in a good theater, please, where my back and legs don't hate me like for 2 hours after. I don't know why, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that way. Be that way.
Be that way.
Be that way. But I mean, the synopsis of. Do we need the synopsis of it? Let's just do. Let me just do it. The Inside Out 2. I mean, it's basically Riley in her teenage years encountering new emotions. Is what IMDb gives it as a brief one. After we see the movie is when we get the more detailed synopsis. Yeah. But it's got Amy Poehler in it, Maya Hawke, Kensington Tallman. I'm naming some of these names. Tony Hale, Louis Black's back, Phyllis Smith. They didn't bring back the original voices of 2 of the characters, so it's going to be a little different. But
I still think it'll be good.
Should I see what Rotten Tomatoes is being?
No,
right now?
I don't want to see.
You want to do it after?
After.
Okay. So we're going to do Inside Out 2.
Okay.
We're going to get to the fan question. Then we got a few other articles to talk about that I have written down of some nerd news and another trending topic that's going on around the internet. So first and foremost, let's get to the fan question, and I'll get the question pulled up, and we can talk about that.
Okay.
Get our social medias up, and everybody get your responses, because this is a good question, and it talks about us growing up, leaving the nest, learning what it's like to be an adult. I learned the hard way, but I did that to myself. That was my own fault. What is something that sucks about being an adult that teenagers don't realize? And I extended this on our question to social media until later on in life. Like, teenagers don't realize it until 19, 20. I want to say you don't really learn how to become an adult until really your mid-20s, early mid-20s. Like, depending on who you're with, of course. You over here, you were an
I've
adult.
been an adult since I was like 10.
Yeah, you took care of me really well, and I appreciate you for that. But do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first on this one before we get into the comments and stuff?
I mean, I can go.
Go ahead.
So what's something that sucks about being an adult that teenagers don't realize? The first thing that came to my mind that I remember that this happening, this feeling of, oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
How small your paycheck is after taxes.
taxes, and especially depending on your amount you get paid. Like when you get
And
told,
what's funny is like you see these TikToks of these 14, 15, 16-year-olds that are getting their first paychecks and their mom and dad are recording them opening up their paper check and they're like, they calculated, oh my God, I worked, I got $17 an hour for 10 hours. That should be like $170, right?
right?
And then they open it up and it's like,
120.
it's like
100
$80.
It's not that much. You don't take out more than 50%.
Well, I remember like at my first job, I got paid $5.15 an hour, and I was a busser.
Like 30%, 25%, depending on where you're at.
So I was a busser, and I worked like decent amount of hours, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for a couple weeks.
For what? An hour?
$5.15.
Exactly.
My first paycheck was like $70.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I made that in a night of babysitting. And that was 2 weeks of work.
Right.
And after like, I had to pay for my uniform and then all the taxes that came out. And I'm like, what? And then like, what's funny is the more you work, the more money that you make, the more they take out.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I just need to make more money and it'll
they
be
put
fine.
You in certain brackets.
Nope, no.
It's exactly it.
So taxes was a really big thing.
Yes.
Like you're like, oh, I make like $17 an hour if I work this many hours. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna get a $1,700 paycheck, and then you're like, psych.
You're getting like 13 maybe.
The other thing is like the other big thing that comes to mind is your time off is very valuable.
Oh, and
like,
that's something we're learning now.
Extremely valuable. Your time is not your time is worth more than you think.
Much. Yes.
Don't spend your life and your younger years
don't waste yourself.
Don't waste it by working that OT and stressing yourself out. Like your PTO
okay, hold on.
Is like that is your life outside of work.
You got to pause there for a second. You lived at your job.
For the type of job I had for as many years as I did, and you have to be in my position to understand, that job requires that kind of commitment. Hospitals, nurses, any type of medical position, you will need to understand that will drain the life out of you.
And it did.
It did.
How do you feel today?
I mean, I feel amazing. I do miss my job.
I know you do.
I miss my job a lot.
Yeah.
I miss helping animals a lot.
I know.
I mean, I still help them every single day, but just not in the physical way. So, but like at the same time, like, yes, those types of jobs are physically and emotionally demanding, and you have to know what you're signing up for. I mean, I knew I was going to be. It is typical that we close at 6 or 7 in this type of field, and you get off at 10. It's commitment.
Yes,
you've got emergencies. You've got urgent cases.
I wasn't
you've got
prepared
paperwork.
for that when we started out on this, and I was ready for that to not be a thing.
But I will tell you that what I've learned getting into like my early mid 30s until next month, is that I started college 2.5 to 3 weeks after I graduated high school. And I did a program where I got 1 week in the winter, 1 week in the summer.
Okay.
So that way I was able to complete a 2-year course in less than a year and a half. And I did that thinking that was like a cool, fun thing to do, and would just like I can get my schooling out of the way, graduate. I graduated college at 19 years old.
You did.
And like I graduated high school at 18. I was able to graduate college at 19, like just shy of being 20.
Right.
But what all that did was people judged you by your age and not what you knew. So it didn't matter that I had a college degree and that I knew and showed that I knew more than the people I worked with my first 2 jobs. All they saw was a number. They said,
Yeah.
you're 19, you don't know shit.
That is
So
exactly
if
how
I
it
would have
is.
actually just like gone to the university, got an actual bachelor's, did a 2 to 3 year degree, I may or may not have been like more respected, even though it's the
Maybe.
exact same information.
Yeah.
So there's also that, like, growing up, people are going to think you don't know anything until you show them that you do.
Yeah. Even then.
Even then, you are still considered a number.
You're not going to get the respect you actually think
No.
you deserve until much later in life, for the most part.
But no, like, to go back though, that's a really big thing is taxes. You have no idea, and your time is valuable, very valuable, and do not let anybody tell you otherwise.
So, I forgot to mention as to why this came up as a topic, because you and I were talking about my nephew is going to be going into the real world here very soon, and you and I were like, man, what's something that would actually help prepare him for this kind of situation, the scenario of you're going to be on your own. What are you going to do? You know, those kinds of things. But, you know, he's going to take a little time before he does that. But still, like, we also were watching TikTok, and there was a topic that was brought up that brought this to light. That was the actual question. I was like, this is exactly something that we need to bring up and see what other people think. For me, what? Do you have another one now?
No,
Oh.
I just thought of a good like analogy to my PTO thing. Like, to think as a teenager.
Go on.
As a teenager, you get summer vacation.
Yeah.
And you get all this time off and free to do whatever the fuck you want. As an adult, you acquire basically points, and you cash in those points to take time off.
Right.
And when you're
That's
a
your
teenager,
vacation.
you have an unlimited amount of points. When you become an adult, you don't have an unlimited amount of points anymore.
Even some teenagers who start their jobs sooner.
I thought about that. I'm like,
You started working when you were 14.
well, babysitting, yes.
But that's still a
that
job.
that didn't give me taxes and PTO. Like, that I didn't have
You
benefits.
were paid
I
very
was
well.
I was one night of babysitting I was just lucky.
You shocked your dad
I was
when you were able to pay that long distance phone bill.
Oh, Alex Ray, there's a $350 phone bill to Josh this month, and I'm like, cash, here you go. And he's like, where'd you get all that money? I'm like, babysitting.
You were able to be that adult, though. That was good.
And I didn't have any reason to spend my money on anything else, so I just forked it over.
Car, you know, people say those things. You're
Do
like,
you
where am I
realize-
gonna go?
Do you realize like how because I'm just such
We
a
spent
saver.
so much money on ourselves like that, though.
I spent.
Do you realize?
I don't want to say I wasted money, but like I spent a lot of money trying to communicate with you. Versus now I can just like
It's
click,
so easy now.
click,
It's so easy.
hi.
Hi. Yeah.
But
got
yeah,
a video
anyways,
up, you can see each
I
other.
was
Not the
thinking about
same.
the point system, and
Yep.
I'm like, when you're an adult, as soon as you start working, it's, hey, well, by the way, I just got hired in my first job when I was 16. Like, oh, I need 2 weeks off for vacation. Sorry. You gotta work your ass off for a year before you can take time off. What? What's time off? Anyways, go ahead.
For me, yeah, your dad did just comment saying he remembers the 600-minute phone call.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and there's the thing. We actually talked for
We
10
actually
hours.
did. Yeah, we actually
That's
did.
the thing that we did was we actually had everything
Everybody
to
thought
talk
when we just
about.
fell asleep on the phone together. I think that only happened like once or twice.
But we hung up the phone
But we hung up the phone.
when
Yeah.
we were starting to get to
When
that
we were
point.
starting to slur, be like, all right,
If
it's
we
time to
were
get off the phone.
actually on the phone for that long, we were actually on the phone. We never actually like slept or
No, we
never
actually
did
talked
that. We
for
talked
10
for
hours.
that long,
Mhm.
and we had that much to talk about. It's insane,
Mhm.
and that's kind of how you communicate and learn the communication.
Mhm.
So that's like another thing you learn as an
And
adult.
when you ask, like, what did you guys talk about for 10 hours? I'm like,
everything, family history,
everything.
our
We
likes,
got
our
to know each
dislikes,
other extremely well. Hence
future
why we got
wants.
married when we were 19 years old. Like, yeah, everything.
celebrated 22.
22.
My answer is I don't know how my dad, how your family, how anyone's family paid for travel, hotel, or trip costs, road trip costs, any of that kind of stuff. You and me, it gouges our budget every time. And I just don't know how my dad was able to pay for a family of 7. I mean, you guys had a family of 5.
I don't understand how my family was even able to go out to dinner.
My family
Like
is
we
7.
go out to dinner and it's the two of us.
Yeah.
And it's like $20 a plate no matter where we go.
Right. Oh, whoa. Well, yeah. Nowadays, we
Like
go to
I mean,
restaurants.
including taxes and all
Right.
the gratuity, all that stuff. Like you and I, if we go out to dinner, we are paying $40 to $50 for dinner.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah,
back
roughly.
in the day, it was $20.
Right. So, I mean, again, the cost of living has gone up.
So it has
but
shot up, but like we have to have a good $40 to $50 to go out, just the two of us.
For a good dinner. We could go to a McDonald's and spend $10 and it's whatever.
I know, but like to have a decent meal that's prepped and cooked and not fast food.
Correct. Yeah, because we learned that this weekend was we did Texas Roadhouse and we did
Texas
the other
Roadhouse was pretty much cheaper than going to the breakfast place.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Well, we also had water.
Doesn't matter.
Meat.
Coffee was $4.
Mine was
Friggin'
$5.
pot coffee and charged me $4 and assholes.
I didn't really have a whole lot I wanted to add to this because I'm certain everybody else has a lot of things that I can agree on. So I just wanted to do the one thing was we are traveling. Like I do it a lot. I did it a lot growing up, traveling from here to Fort Wayne to South Dakota consistently. I don't know how my family did it. I don't know. My dad drove a full-size van, toll roads through Chicago. F that noise, dude. With kids in the back and a TV running. Ah! All the power to the parents who had to deal with that kind of stuff. Nowadays, you have the headphones. Everyone has earbuds. It's a quiet ride. It's so different. Well, you hope. Yes, I agree. Yes.
He hit me.
Well, ours was one of us was looking at the other.
We all got to sit on a bucket and got to see who got flown off the bucket anytime Dad took a sharp turn.
Well, that was in the work vehicle. But all the power to the parents. Seriously, I don't know how you did it back then. Nowadays, nobody goes anywhere. It's so difficult to travel these like with full families. It's so expensive. I know your brother has a lit answer that made you lull.
It just made me laugh that
you said
this is. He could have chose anything for an answer, and he chose what he chose. So,
do you want to do that before the Discord?
What did he say? I can't read that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me pull this up.
That was
so fun.
Oh yeah.
The bucket. Yeah, go pick a bucket. Okay, so all right, now we'll go into the fan answers here, which is what is something that sucks about being an adult that teenagers don't realize? And my brother, I send this to my brother, whoever doesn't know,
Roommate Jake.
So my brother Jake.
He'll never be on camera. So
he'll never be on camera.
You'll
never
never
see him. He does not exist.
He is essentially the modern Amish.
Yes, he does. Yes, he is. He's not the electric Amish.
He hates photos. He hates
even
video.
though his room is basically electric.
When we
Amish.
streamed Mario Party and he was on it, he's like, I'm not on that camera.
I'm not on the camera. He doesn't like being on camera.
That's
so
okay.
Anyways, my brother is literally like a room over. So, and he's been living in this house with us for 2 years. The house that we're in right now is actually the house I grew up in as a teenager, and we're renting it from my mother while she is taking care of her mother in my grandma's house.
Yes.
So in this house is Josh and me and my brother Jake, my younger brother Jake, right? So
Yes.
we've been living together as roommates for 2 years now, just over 2 years, and this is the first time we've had a roommate.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so I sent this question to my brother. And there's a reason why Josh and me and Jake are living here. And he sent me, living at home in your 30s saves more money than living on your own.
That's what a lot of people are learning. That's what a lot of people are learning.
All I said was truth.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason he's living here is because the three of us can barely afford to live in this city.
We'll soon,
with a paycheck.
We'll have a budget that's better here soon. It'll be
we
okay.
will, but like this, he's speaking the truth of a lot of 30-year-olds. When we moved into this house 4 years ago,
Yeah.
our rent was $750.
Right.
That same exact 2-bedroom apartment is up to $1,200 to $1,300 a month.
Right.
just in rent.
It
That
is what it
almost
is.
doubled.
Yeah.
And we thought 750
Do you want
was
me to
expensive.
be any more wowed than knowing this already? It's no different
I know, but it's
than
just
the
like
cost
he's
of living
speaking like
everywhere
super
else.
truth. I thought he was gonna pick some kind of really weird random shit, and he was like, "No, you're gonna end up moving back into your parents' house."
True.
Which is funny because
So
my best friend is now living in her mother's house with the exact same situation.
my parents are trying to get us to move in with them.
And then, yes, your parents want us to move in with them.
All
And I'm
of
like,
my siblings have moved out, and they're all on their own. They're all doing their own thing. I'm the farthest one from my family, so like but they all have their own homes for the most part. What's up?
oh my God, Brian, move to Fort Wayne.
What?
He said, when I started living in this place, he lives in California, by the way.
Yeah.
The rent was $1,400. It's now $2,500. Bro,
Whoa.
just buy a house. I mean,
Buy a
that's
house.
how it is right now. Though,
Just
is
buy
like,
a house.
I'm seeing
It's
everybody
just that easy.
like
Buy a house.
yeah, you're gonna end up paying on it longer than living in
Yeah.
an apartment, but your monthly payments are gonna be less than $1,000 around here.
True. True.
for an okay house. Yes, in the Bay Area, California. Yes.
True.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't think that is awful. It's not awful for the Bay Area. 2,500. I know it's a bad price, but let me be frank here. You get what is it, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom? I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but it's more than 1 bedroom. I know that, and you've got a lot of animals. I mean, I understand that it's a costly thing, but I'm giving it benefit of it being in the Bay Area. I know it's a lot already to say.
I don't know. When we moved out of our
That's about how much some places are here. So I'm seeing those same prices here. That's why it's a little more of like a.
we
I'm seeing
shouldn't
it through,
be. If
I
I'm
know.
to live in bumfuck nowhere, Indiana versus the Bay Area, California.
Who
Like,
wants
why
to
the
live
hell
in
are we
Fort
paying
Wayne?
$2,000 a month in rent?
Doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Life-
You move away from places like Chicago, like we did, to come here to save money on rent, not
Yes.
the opposite.
True. Okay, so we got some comments on Discord. We got to move on to comments here. This was going to be a heavy discussion. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. But anyways, all right. That was yeah. We're gonna
We got an
get
answer from
sidetracked.
Unarmored Brig on Discord. He said the quote from Rocky is pure facts of life and growing up. Most parents don't prepare their kids for it. The quote, just in case, is you, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life, but it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. It's about how winning is done. True on that.
Yeah.
You have faced
A lot.
so much
I know.
in the past decade. How does that make you feel? That you have won. Finally. You got to win this year. You got to win this year. 12.3 million views on your Pyramid Head.
Sweet. There's that, but like,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Take a compliment.
Yes, thank you.
You've had a few wins this year.
I've had more wins this year than I have in a lot of years. Makes me feel good, but
You believe in jinx.
I
get that.
I do.
Got another comment from Arrow. He put down a paragraph as well. All the money in the world doesn't mean anything if you don't have your mental health. Life is about balance. There are some times where you can have fun and when it's time to work. One thing I learned that life is about choices and relationships. The people who you surround yourself with are a reflection of who you will become, which is why it's best to be around like-minded individuals who are where you want to be. Never take advice from someone who isn't where you want to be in life, but learn from their mistakes and gain the wisdom and be prepared for the hard truths of somebody who you believe is successful, whether it's financially, mentally, or career-wise.
Thank you, Arrow. I guess that's another thing. Like, I didn't realize
Is that a bird?
As a teenager, like, you think the person that you're being groomed to be when you're in high school.
Like we just learned, Nick Carter, douchebag of the century, probably. I looked up to him as a boy band, as a singer. Like he looked
Okay.
like, I was like, that's one thing. It's like you look up to your celebrities. You learn as a teenager
Yeah, but
when you get out of that to not maybe look up to the ones that might be pretty toxic.
Yeah, but you depending on who you
follow might be good.
But that's not where I was going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, like I was talking like how society kind of grooms you in high school and says, at 18 you're an adult, and who you are to who they're grooming you to be at 18 is who you need to be getting out into the public eye. Like the same people that you go to high school with, yeah, you might keep a couple good friends, but like you should not spend your entire life trying to impress and satisfy other people than yourself. If they are not the first person to text you all the time, like trade that first text, and you have to force yourself in other people's lives, we've learned over the years, like, then they're probably not worth it. If you spend all your energy trying to impress,
you learned that the hard way, and then you forced me into it because there was no point in me continuing if you weren't going to.
But basically, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, the person that you are when you're 18 is not the person that you're going to be when you're 35. Like, and you don't have to be that person, and that is okay. And you don't have to, whatever you say, I'm going to be a doctor when I turn 18. If you decide 5 years into school that you don't want to be a doctor anymore, that's fine.
True.
Like, you're pushed so hard in high school, and even when you were in college, it was like, no, you're almost all the way through your program. Just finish it. You can't start over. Like, you need to be this.
That was me.
Yeah. Like, no.
But
you need to make that decision for you.
You were cool with your decision. Mine was, I want to do something a little less intense. Like, being a graphic designer, there are tense times where I have to get something done within a certain amount of time, but it depends on the project. I can get it done faster than some people think. I can get it done in less time than some people think. It all depends on the project. It's a different environment. Yeah. It all depends.
Yeah.
We got another one from Sassy on our Discord that says, things happen that are outside of your control but still affect you, sometimes in major ways. Figuring out how to navigate that while still managing how to navigate your life. It's why nothing is truly easy.
I agree.
Got one from Jen Hotcakes, Daddy Hotcakes, Quentin. There's a number of people you will meet in your life that will have a facade that they have your best interest at heart, but their intentions are self-serving. Do research before investing in anything, whether it's an investment of your money, time, or energy.
110 million% true there. That's kind of what I was trying
That's
to...
where you're getting to
That's
with
what
the
I was
energy.
trying to say.
Where do you want to waste
thank you for putting that into a much better wording there, Quentin. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Into,
yes.
Like,
be careful who and what you put your energy into.
Direct it to the right way. So, like, you, after work, you were putting all of your energy into your cosplay. You did not get an opportunity to do that while you were working at your other job.
I didn't have time.
You
I didn't have the energy.
learned to move on to a new position, and you grew in other ways.
I did. Yeah, it's weird.
It's a weird feeling.
It is. It's weird.
It's a evolved form of you now.
Yeah.
But there are still parts of you that are still the same that you deal with and you cope with, and I'm here for it. That's all I had on Discord. We're gonna get into our other comments, social medias, and stuff. Alex,
I've got one from my grandma, my dad's mom.
Go on.
She said, as my grandmother used to say, be a kid as long as you can, because once you're grown up for the rest of your life.
There you go.
That's really good advice. And I agree. I think that I unfortunately, in not very good ways, grew up much too young and didn't get to have as good of a good longevity of childhood.
And there's a lot behind that.
Yes, there is. But I fully agree with that.
Got a few on Facebook here. Got one from Cousin Andrew saying, figuring out what you're going to eat for supper/dinner every dang day. This is so true.
We're
Alex
35
and I already-
and we're still having that conversation.
Alex and I have this conversation
22
every
years.
day. And it's always, what do you want?
I don't. And it always comes down to if you've ever watched the original like cartoon Jungle Book, and I always think about like
It's the two vultures.
the vultures going like,
What do you want to do today?
what do you want to do, man? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Well, you should stop saying that, because if I say I want to what you do and you don't want to do anything, well, just do something. Like every single time we have this conversation, like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? Like that scenario with the vultures goes through my head.
Got a comment from Crystal that says, I plan meals a week in advance. We used to. But we don't have a good calendar up.
Yeah.
We don't have a spot for our calendar where we were able to do that. When we lived at our place beforehand,
we're making
was
excuses.
perfect.
I know.
We
know.
can move the calendar.
We could.
We're just not. But yeah, it's so true. Is planning your meals in advance. I had more Facebook. One from Janelle Anthony that said, the amount of effort it takes to buy and prepare a healthy meal compared to drive-through junk. That goes along with preparing, what you want to eat for the day, because you're like, can I not suffer? Can I endure and enjoy a McDonald's fast food meal or whatever your choice is, or do I go to the grocery store? 9 times out of 10, as an adult without kids, you're going to choose the latter. You're not going to cook at home.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. We have forced ourselves into that, and then we fell out, and fell out. And it's just, eventually we're going to get back into that groove where we do it all the time. It just takes making it into a habit. Got another comment from Crystal. She said, paying rent and having bills. That was me. Yeah. That was me when I turned 18. I moved out. Didn't here.
Matter. I paid your bills anyway.
You helped. You didn't do it all.
I still pay your bills.
I had groceries to buy. But there's other things I've spent money on that I didn't need to. I was not very frugal with my money when I first moved out. I was still a teenager. I was learning how to pay rent and bills. Of course you still pay them. We're dual income.
You had a bill come in the mail like 3 weeks ago that I've been hounding you to call about.
You too?
I just had it come in the mail, and I have it tacked up, ready to be paid.
Okay, got one from my sister Steph. She said, after this week, my nephew Caden would say having to tell kids to go to bed 50 times a night. First time he's had to be the adult in the room, basically. Yeah, he was a camp counselor for a week.
I know.
So he had to actually be the boss and be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Got any more comments?
I do. We've got some Instagram comments. Patrick says the freedom and lack of responsibility is great. So quick to want to be an adult and not realize the bills, responsibilities, worries, the struggles you have as an adult.
So true.
Very, very true.
Like the struggles of, I have to take care of that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially when you live on your own.
Yeah.
Like it's just a different. Like I had to call maintenance when things went down at my apartment. I had to be the one to talk to the other adults. I had to be the social one. But back then I was very social. Now I'm more of a recluse, but I can be social in the scenarios, but it does exhaust me.
Mm-hmm. Ashley says saving money is now your best friend.
It really is, and unfortunately, you hate to do it because you're like, I want to spend $20 on this, but I can really save that 20 and spend 40 next time. You gotta think about the big purchases coming up. Like you and I, we just did a trip to Ohio. We're gonna be doing a trip to Michigan this weekend, and then next weekend we're gonna be taking a trip to Indy for the cosplay contest. Mm-hmm. We didn't save up any money for that. We're just going with our budget. Yeah.
We've got. Hold on. I think this is Fickle Fanboy. Hold on. Yep, this is Fickle Fanboy podcast.
Shout out to those guys.
The cost of ... living life. You pay bills, rent, mortgage, gas, food, etc. Pretty much all of the shit you don't have to pay for as a kid or a teenager until you get a job. And then Bam! You basically exist only to pay those things over and over and over and over, then over again. I call it playing the game of now you see it, now you don't.
Those guys gave a great
Good job.
answer.
Good job. I love it.
True.
Very true. That's probably one of my favorite answers so far. Or the and it's gone.
I mean, that was a South Park episode, and you can take those parodies to heart, but there's a lot of things that they do give good messages on, and one of them is your savings will be gone pretty quickly in a heartbeat. You have to fix your car, you have to fix that leaky pipe, you have to fix that window, you have to fix yourself, go to the hospital, fix your animal. There's a lot of things out there.
Animals cost money, believe it or not.
Yeah, don't just buy the puppy. Don't just buy the
here's
cat.
a free puppy. Okay, so
Free
that
cat.
means it's
Cats
free.
are always
Guess
free.
what? Cat has food, litter, shots.
Yep.
Then it gets sick. Then you've got Medicaid. Like, it's just like taking care
They
of a
get
freaking
old.
human.
They have to have a specific type of food because our cat Snickers is now 17, going on 81.
She's over there just staring at the wall.
She's staring. We have to give her wet food because she can no longer have dentals done to take care of her teeth.
I know. She got bad
She has to have
kidney.
special food. That's more expensive. It
yes.
is what it is. That's what it is.
Jersey Comic Crew podcast.
Show us those guys.
Overall cost of living and responsibilities.
Yeah, overall cost of living and that's one thing I didn't get for a long time.
Terrible Terror podcast.
Ryan,
living on your own in general. Is there freedom? Yes, but the cost of everything is going to weigh you down fast. A basic starting job won't support you, and people think you're crazy to ask for what you're worth. Also, jobs. You don't get to ask for your pay above minimum wage when you don't have experience. By the books isn't always best for the situations you're in.
True. So
very, very true.
I can relate to that. So I had on my resume the ability to be in a manufacturing facility because I did graphic design for a manufacturing facility. I almost went into that. I had offers before I found my job now by the people that are still sending me offers from my company. They have manufacturing also, but I now am part of corporate that does the actual design work for them. So I almost gave myself into something that I wasn't worth. You have to know your worth when you're an adult. There's times when you need to know that you're not worth some things. You're not worth the $25 an hour yet. You have to make it there. You're not worth that right out the gate. Some people don't understand that. Mm-hmm. It took me a long time to learn that because after I got my college degree, I immediately thought I was going to make those big bucks being a designer.
Like, I have a degree.
It took me 10 years to make it.
There is an entry level for entry level certain careers.
True.
There is, but that doesn't mean that that's what you get.
Right. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's permanent either, that you're going to have that forever. It is the security blanket to a T.
Yeah.
You have to be successful, and you have to make sure that where you're at is successful too. So you can get let go. The position can dissolve. I had that happen. I know a lot of people have had that happen where they've been let go due to the company failing. Mm-hmm. And that sucks.
I have one more.
Okay.
From my mother.
Oh yeah.
At first she said everything. And I was like, "What? Not everything sucks."
You gotta give.
And I said specifically, she said, I can think of one thing: my sleep schedule.
Sleep schedule.
Which is, if I know my dad's in chat, and he's probably rolling the fact that I just said that because it was always a rule in the house because mom worked nights, dad worked mornings, days, and the rule was always because mom didn't get home, she worked till 3,
It wasn't
4.
Don't wake daddy. It was
don't wake mom. Don't wake up mom before noon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when you had to ask her for a ride in the morning.
If I missed the bus or missed my dad taking me to school, it was I was so scared. I was like, Mom.
You get the throat clear.
No, I would like touch her. Like actually, I think I would stand at the edge of the bed and debate.
You would stand.
I would
stand there
and just be like, she's gonna kill me. Just be like, and I'd touch her and be like, I'd gently wake her up and rub her Mom. And this would be her. She'd have this like. This look, dad knows what look it is, but it'd be like this. What? You could hear it too. What? Like,
How
Can you-
often did she
can
do
you-
that though?
can you
She was
ta-
understanding as you got older though.
mom, can you take me to school?
How would she respond?
I think I blacked it out. I felt so bad.
I remember there's times when you would wake her up and she wouldn't even sit up.
No. You know what's funny is like 30 years later, 20, like, all right, we began
Oh,
20,
when we dropped
20
off Pixel?
so 22 years later, okay, how many times have you seen my mom in her bed in her underwear wake up?
Oh, when we were dating, she was so comfortable in it. I was weirded out about it. She wasn't. But
It
whatever.
was a natural thing for literally every single one of my friends to see my mom in like a tank top and underwear.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a normal thing. Like, we just go into mom's room and she's just like sitting in her underwear. Like,
I hope she's comfortable with it.
obviously she's good. You wonder why I like walking around naked. Like, guess who I got it from?
I kept the hotel warm for you, by the way, this week.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, that's mom says like her sleep is important. So sorry, mom.
She yeah.
I still to this day, I'm 35 years old and I still know not to call mom before noon. And if I do, I'm like I'm
Right.
cringing a little bit, going like, she's probably not awake. And then she'll answer at like 11:30 and she'll say, it's funny, 11:30, even 12:30, and she'll go, good morning. And I was like, because she knows I like to.
You are a
Paige
late
and
sleeper.
Jake
Your
have
siblings.
have dad's sleep wake up time. Like they can be early birds, easy.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't. I inherited mom's like sleeping until 11. Like, I can't sleep in till 1 or 2 like I used to when I was in like 21, 22.
No, I can't sleep past 9.
Actually, the older I get, oh god, I'm getting old.
Oh God.
Oh no, I'm getting old because it's hard for me to sleep past 10 now.
I used to always sleep to 10 when I was a kid. 10 o'clock was my wake up
But yeah,
time.
so that's the other thing too is your sleeping time is not, I'm a teenager, I'm gonna sleep until noon. No, you got responsibilities.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because you get anxious about losing time in your day. As you get older, you're losing your days. You're like, oh my God, more and more time. I don't have any time to spend, so I gotta make sure I'm awake for it. You're just always tired. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you learn things as you go. It's like one thing I was watching it again, referencing TikTok, because that's like my entertainment nowadays. Scrolling through, saw somebody talking about how as an adult, you're just a big child.
Yeah.
But you have the responsibilities in your head listed, but that's it. After that, I could go streaking for frick's sake. No one's gonna stop me. You probably would, but I could go running down the street. I wouldn't, because I'm an adult, knowing that. A teenager, however, you had a friend run right down the street.
As you said that, I literally just watched it in my head because all I heard was
from. Yeah, his I hope it was his feet hitting.
It was his feet. Okay.
It was his feet hitting the pavement.
It was his feet hitting the pavement, and I just so happened to look out, and there's that bright light over here,
Yeah.
and there's a bright light over here, and in that darkness, it came out of the
Saw
light,
pale
dark,
ass.
and I was like, "That's a fucking pale ass. Who is that?"
So,
and then I came
teenager,
outside.
Again, teenager,
I was like,
though.
"Put some clothes on, bro."
They were 17, 16 or something. So
It's just
like,
what you
again,
do.
I gotta
what
say
you do.
that's, as an adult, you don't normally do that unless you go to like a football game and you get hammered or dared or
Yeah.
whatever. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
That topic was a very good one. We appreciate all the comments on our social medias. You guys are the real MVP.
Life's a bitch.
Life's a bitch. It really is.
Sorry, teenagers. It's not easy.
Sometimes you get through it and it's good. You get some good days. I want to move on to a couple of things. First, I want to talk about some nerd news. There's a couple of things that came out. Nintendo did their direct for the summer of 2024. They did some announcements. I'm going to start listing off some of the stuff that don't matter to me as much to things that do. There's a ton of RPG and other game types that I don't care for that were announced. I'm not going to list those, but what was announced was there was some DLC coming out for the Nintendo Switch Sports, which you and I have yet to play any of that, really. I bought that because I thought we were going to do the bowling and the golfing and all that like we did with the Wii. We haven't done a motion control game on the Switch in a long time. But speaking of motion control, they are bringing motion control back into Mario Party with Super Mario Party Jamboree, which I'm a little
I think it looks fun.
disappointed in.
Nope, nuh-uh, you're weird.
I think it's because I wanted DLC for Mario Party
I
All-Stars.
wanted a new game, and they gave me a new game, so fuck you.
No, it's fine. We'll buy it. It'll be good.
You're
Mario
damn
Party
right we're
game.
buying it.
Yeah, we're getting it. It's
Your wife wants to play a video game.
Yeah, and I'm right there with her. I'm only disappointed because I wanted more of the classics being brought to the Switch on Mario Party All Stars. They can do that.
Quit being a nostalgia, bro.
I'm stuck in it a little bit. Another thing that they brought back into the Switch is Donkey Kong Country Returns is coming to the Switch, which this is the 3rd time they're doing it now. So
but
4th if you count the 3DS.
But nostalgia, bro.
No. I love Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 on the Super Nintendo. If they came out with a Donkey Kong Country 4, I would probably piss my pants. Seriously, I would be so happy. I'd be so happy if they did, but I doubt that's going to happen. So they're bringing this to the Switch. I don't care. Not going to buy it. I'm over it.
Are you going to buy Stalker 2?
What? What? Stalker
2.
Stalker 2. That was on the Xbox showcase.
I know. But just like when we were looking at we were looking at the Nintendo showcase, in my head I was like, oh, I bet you next one's Stalker 2.
There was no Stalker 2 ever.
There was no Stalker 2.
Mario and Luigi's getting a game called Brothership. I might check it out, but I'll have to see if they bring out a demo and see if I enjoy it. They're bringing some of the classics to the 64 with Perfect Dark and Turok. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom's coming out, and that is where you're going to be able to play for the first time ever as Zelda.
Yes.
As in her own title.
Yes, Brian, I know that there is a Stalker 2. I meant like there was no Stalker 2 announcement on Nintendo.
On Nintendo's Direct. Yes. So that's very exciting. The women are getting their games in the Nintendo world. Peach just had hers. Didn't really hear a whole lot about it.
Yeah.
I'm not playing it. This one, I like Legend of Zelda games. This one I might actually check out. I don't know. It looks like a fun puzzle game. But the last announcement for Nintendo Direct was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Personally, I think it looks a little cheaply made. Maybe it's just a demo version that they're showing off. I don't know, but normally when you see those types of things, it's just like slight. It's not like you're going to see a huge amount of gameplay. I just need to be a little less skeptical on the sequel and just let it be. And just hopefully it's good. I played Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Loved it. I want to play 1 and 2 if they bring it to the Switch. I think they did. If they didn't, I want to. You can play as Zelda on the 3DO. I wonder if he means 3DS. Well, they said this was the first time you could play as Zelda in a main title. So maybe it was just if it was a I don't know if it meant 3DS or there was a 3DO. So I don't know. Nintendo has a lot going for it, but a lot of just remake titles. So Mario Party Jamboree will be the one I probably buy this year or get for presents because it comes out in the fall. Panasonic 3DO. That's what I thought. Okay. No one mentions that game. And if they do,
the fan people.
That's the one where it's like the animated Link and the I'm so hungry. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so cringy and bad. I'm okay with them saying this is the first time. We might have to go back to Fortnite. They brought
only if they fix.
They did.
Oh, they did.
There is a new mode called Fortnite Reload. It is a new map, OGV2, with a smaller map, 60 players, 40 players, no cars, endless revives, classic guns and elements. 0 build mode available.
I would be willing to give it a try, but there's another game that...
Do you remember Warzone Resurgence?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Okay. There's another game I want to play that we were suggested even on Discord that even you suggested.
What's that?
Like the chain, it's called Chain Together or Chain.
Yeah, but we would have to have another computer in order for me to join you on that. It's seriously a PC game. It's on Steam.
Is it only PC?
I think so. I haven't.
We'll have to
looked it
look
up.
into it.
haven't
I know.
looked
I
into
think
that
it looks.
game.
You showed me. Was it Ninja? I think it was Ninja was playing it.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Well, then someone on Discord tagged us and said, "Team Farts, you guys need to get together and play this." And I'm like, actually, all of us playing that together would be a really yelling at each other fun time.
Sure would be if we had another good computer. It's the
You're
problem.
not gonna
we don't
let
have a
me
computer,
be the
Alex.
first one chained, that's for sure, because it's a platformer. I'm the one that's gonna fall off all the time.
We can't play it. We don't have another computer.
I know, but like, I don't know, maybe
So good luck, Chuck. Yeah.
chain together. Yeah.
That's what it is. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think it was fun.
So there's an internet trending video that came out over the weekend, and it went viral over the week. The Hawktua girl. She got interviewed in Nashville, Tennessee by a I don't know what, just
a street interviewer, TikTok or whatever,
and asking what would make a man go wild in bed, and she said a simple response that brought a lot of mature, laughter out to the world. She did not get fired from her job.
She
That
didn't?
was false.
That was false? Okay.
So you can feel a little bit better.
I feel better, but at the same time, when you told me, knowing that she's a preschool teacher, I
don't know her actual position of what she does. She might not be a preschool teacher at all.
Oh.
Her name is Haley Welch, and she is of Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
She's not from Louisiana or wherever they put her at from that child care place. No.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. No matter what,
I did the research.
No matter what,
luckily I did.
Position she's in,
she could be in trouble.
Most places nowadays, and a lot of people know this, will have a social media addendum to their contract or their work policy that basically says you don't just come here, clock in and clock out and only put on a good face at work. You represent, because you work for us, you also represent our company outside of work.
That's something you learn as an adult.
And again, and they telling you as a teenager, right? No, but for real, like the last couple jobs I've had, I've either had a social media contract or at like this job I have a contract. And the last couple jobs I've had a social media like addendum that basically says like, represent our values as you would inside of work and outside. Basically, if you're going to represent our company, or if people know that you work for us, don't be hawk-tuing
I hope that
on the internet, because we have grounds to fire you.
There is a comment on YouTube that says, I feel bad for the girl. I know she did it, but how people are just hunting her down is just disgusting. But
yes, yeah, I understand that too, but
people want to know the OG, like the original poster.
Yeah.
Like they want to know.
That's unfortunately, that's the internet.
That's also normal human whatever. Because if something happens, like if something like that viral happens, people will be like, well, who is that? Who was that? Who said that?
So I don't know if I would. So if I go on my own viral YouTube video of me and my pyramid head, the two top comments like that are repeated is, what movie is this and who is she?
What's the third?
Wood.
Smash.
Or Smash. Yes.
You're getting plenty of people that say you've got a beautiful
yes, I am.
We're
not talking about that though. Unfortunately, that's just the way the internet is. I do feel bad for her, but that's what, if there's one thing she's going to be known for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
Very, very, very long time. Unfortunately, it's going to be this. But you know what, honey? It could be way worse.
It could be fortunate too, because she could.
I will tell you that.
She could become.
I'm not annoyed with the Hawktua stuff. I think it's hilarious and good for you for making somebody's day, making them laugh. How about that?
I agree. I'm not annoyed
You
with
didn't
it yet.
you didn't mean for it to happen. You didn't want this kind of attention, but you know what? Try to look on the better side of things. You made somebody's day.
She could be that Chick-fil-A girl. Oh my God, she got ran through. The one with the no Chick-fil-A sauce, and she was just making a joke.
Yeah.
She was making a joke.
You could be on the wrong side of the internet. I would say that
she got on the wrong side.
I would say the Hawk Tuah girl's on the good side of the internet. I don't think I mean, I'm sure she's getting some. I think the comments to her are more funny and lighthearted than, at least the stuff I've seen, than being mean. Like,
true.
There, you could be on the wrong side of the internet and have done something like that was taken completely out of context, and people are twisting your words and throwing you under the bus and getting you death threats, that kind of stuff. And then there's just somebody that, like, I was drunk or drinking and I said something funny and it went viral.
It looked like it was a bar scene.
Yeah,
so
it was like I was
was
having some fun and I said something funny and somebody else thought it was funny and then someone else thought it was like a domino effect and it blew up. Whatever. I thought it was hilarious, and I think all the memes are hilarious. Like,
I agree.
I would embrace it.
I agree.
Embrace it. That's what I'm saying. Embrace it. Take the
internet fame.
The internet fame. Use it.
Use it to your advantage for the next thing or to.
You know what? Build on
good.
that.
Yeah.
Make some T-shirts, some tumblers. Sell that shit.
I think she is. I think she's gonna maybe make it like a catchphrase of her own. Like,
I mean, kind of like
brand?
the Catch Me Outside girl. I mean, I don't think she's doing really well right now from what I hear, but she was on the.
I think she's doing okay.
There was some update on her or whatever on the radio that I heard that was not good. I don't know what it was, but she was, I don't know, getting accused of something. I don't know. But
Great.
you know what? Or be like the double rainbow guy. Yeah, you're gonna be known as the Hawk Tuah girl for a really long time, but at least she made somebody laugh.
Right.
That's what I think. That's all.
That's all you gotta do is make a joke out of it. Be in the comedic level. But it was a sexualized phrase.
Yeah, it is. But you're also an adult.
I agree.
You're responsible for the things that come out of your mouth.
And go in. Hey, none of that. She got a music career.
She did. Yeah, she did get a music career, but I know that her career has been up and down.
Yeah. It's been more like the add to the internet drama and make sure you pose for your OnlyFans.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So is there anything else you want to touch on today? I think we've gone the distance with the show. We've done a lot. We've had a lot of things to chat about. I think I brought up all we needed to, the trendy topic. Summer started, so make sure you guys are
Summer's here,
cool.
Guys. Summer's here.
Yeah, a lot of heat exhaustion.
Josh and I are going out on another
trip.
Another vacation, another mini vacay.
Yeah.
To
Michigan.
Torch Lake, Michigan.
Yeah, Torch Lake, Michigan.
It's apparently a very one of the top, if not the top, tourist attraction lakes
4.5-hour drive
in Michigan.
It's gonna be quite a trip.
Yeah. So we're going to stay a couple nights in a cabin in the woods. It looks pretty. We're basically going to celebrate my best friend's birthday. So, but yeah, we'll do that. And then guess what? In another week after that, we got another cosplay contest coming up, people.
So make sure you're following Alex on her YouTube, Cute Kitty. Follow it. Follow her Instagram, Cute Kitty Cosplay. Follow it.
Yes,
follow her TikTok, Cute_Kitty. Is that your TikTok? Cute Kitty, just search Cute Kitty, do your thing. Yeah. But we'll get into our plugs. That way we can get our show on the road here. Alex, go ahead and plug your Twitch.
Yes, if you'd like to watch me on Twitch, which
hopefully Sunday, maybe.
If not, then it's probably going to be 2 weeks from me streaming. But if you'd like to watch me game, it's twitch.tv/Q_Kitty, KUTE_KITTI. I usually stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. But on this last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Josh and I were on vacation for a relationship anniversary deal. This week, I'm going to be gone Friday and Saturday for sure. Sunday, who freaking knows? Because it's a 5-hour drive. So we'll say maybe for this coming Sunday. And then the following weekend, pretty sure Friday, maybe not Sunday. Yes, Saturday.
Wait.
Or yes, Sunday.
Wait, which for the cosplay?
The cosplay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see. But yes, I'm sorry about these 3 weeks, but Cute Kitty's having a summer vacation. So I'm sorry for no entertainment. There are plenty of our squad that is streaming throughout the week and the weekend. Make sure you guys are following them.
Yeah. So I'll just plug those real quick. We don't really plug our squad on our show too much, but I think I should.
We should, especially for these next coming weekends.
Yeah, if you guys want to have some entertainment on Twitch. But after I plug mine here, so my channel is twitch.tv/Mr. L. That's MASTERL. You can follow me there on Tuesday, Thursday evening, and Saturday morning. I might actually be taking out one of my days and bringing in a Saturday morning again. Kind of just seeing the trend here of going back to that. Probably Tuesday. Take out Tuesday.
No, you're already streaming Saturday mornings.
Sunday.
You said Saturday.
Oh, Sunday. I might bring in Sunday morning.
Oh, okay.
I think I said Sunday.
No, you said Saturday.
Oh, if I didn't say Saturday, I'm pretty certain in my head I said Sunday. So I might bring in Sunday mornings. Again, I was doing them for a while when I first streamed. I was doing, what was I doing? Was it Thursday and Saturday and Sunday morning? I think so. So I might bring those back in. But we'll see. As far as our squad goes, twitch.tv/Solus_64. That is our friend Patrick. He streams Saturday mornings. I know that for sure. For the most part, it's his normal schedule.
He streams it to Thursdays.
What?
Thursday nights.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I was getting there.
Okay.
And then Wednesday and Thursday, and then also there's other surprise streams. Dragonfly Rain does the afternoons on the Eastern Seaboard, noon Eastern, but around 9 a.m. Pacific. She does Tuesdays and Thursdays. She did one today as well.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible Terrors or Terrible Terror podcast. He does one. Wow, like almost
pretty much every day.
He's the one that's more frequent than most. Then Unarmored Brig, he doesn't really
have a schedule. He's just kind of.
He does.
He's been streaming a lot more than usual, though.
He does Tuesday and Thursdays for sure. I think he did. I think he was on last night. But yeah, so those are the most part as far as our streamers squads go. There's also other people that we branch off with that we could plug, but those are the main. Mm-hmm. We appreciate all those who join us and join them in their streams, and make sure you guys are following them. It's free to follow on Twitch, so and see all their gaming stuff. And there's also just chatting and other things that they do, and where they just have a conversation with their audience. It's not just gaming all the time. So some of them are doing cooking streams too. So and doing more of that on their channel. So branching out to other things. As far as our podcast goes, for our social media, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. PTO Unlimited is what you'll search. PTO Unlimited _podcast is what you'll search on Instagram. Oh, sorry, X, Twitter, whatever. You guys want to be trendy, do your thing. Make sure you guys are liking this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to our PTO Unlimited podcast channel. Hit the bell to be notified for when we're live. We go live every other Monday, normally at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you hit that bell, you'll know when we're live. I see your comment there, Crazy Boy, in YouTube saying, dang, I joined late again.
Oh, that's Tyson. Hi, Tyson.
So just make sure, if you can, hit the bell to be notified. You'll never miss a show. Or you can catch our audio. We do have the full audio out either throughout the week or, last one I was out like a week late. I'm sorry. I had a lot going on. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it is @_Mr. L.
Cute _kitty.
On a final note, we're going to be traveling. So make sure if you guys do any traveling this summer, make sure you're staying cool, hydrated, and wearing the proper sunblock. Alex and I, we went to the store the other day. There's this app that I use to scan, products and stuff to see what's in them. And we found some good, use mineral sunscreen. I have little to no burns on me from being out 2 days in a row.
With no hat.
50 SPF, though, is what it was. But it's mineral. No hat either. Yeah. I don't have a burn.
Yeah, take your hat off.
No burn. Bald and no burn.
Yeah. We just caked the SPF 50 on his head.
But it was
like
mineral.
It was CeraVe. And
really good.
huh?
It did really good.
Yeah.
It did really well.
That was like the first time I think we've ever used sunscreen, and it's not
cooked us, made us
like
sweat.
it's not.
or
Yeah,
anything.
you didn't sweat through it, and it stayed on the whole day, and you're not burnt.
Yeah, it was really
yeah,
good.
it was like the first time in like life, basically.
I hate to plug a product so much, but
yeah,
I
it
would say
worked
that.
110% because I
so-
had it up on my head and my nose and my chest, and the same thing. I didn't get burned either.
Yeah.
95-degree weather, and we didn't get burnt. Thanks, CeraVe.
I'm pretty impressed.
Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag not an ad. All right, guys, we're gonna go. I appreciate y'all joining. We'll see you guys in the next episode. You guys have a good one. Bye, guys.